I just finished Old Man Logan. Now this comic book, wow, this was probably one of the greatest comics I've read. Story, the art, I mean, it was by Mark Miller and Stephen McNeven. Just give you guys a little glimpse. You know, shit was crazy, man. It was so good, like ridiculously great. Got that less than 24 hours ago, and I finished it this morning. I was on a mission. Once I started reading it, you know, I didn't want to stop. I couldn't stop. But man, that was a good comic. That was heartfelt too, man. Like the fact that, you know, Mysterio, you know, made Wolverine kill all the X-Men. Like, damn. I mean, that was the start of a revolution for the villains, you know what I mean? Because that was their big goal, is, you know, to wipe out all the superheroes and take over the world, which they did. I mean, literally, every superhero was dead. Every superhero. I mean, shit. The Hulks. Let's talk about the Hulks. These motherfuckers are savages. Straight up savages. Eating people and shit. Like, what the fuck? Like, this is definitely a rated R comic. Like, these Hulks are brutal. You know, I did not expect the Hulks to be like that. That shit was crazy. And Bruce Banner was all old and shit. You know, he was like the King Hulk. You know what I mean? He didn't change until the end when he was fighting Wolverine. But yo man, Wolverine, I feel his pain. You know, throughout this whole comic, you know, he vowed to himself. It was 50 years since, you know, he let loose the claws. 50 years, you know, and he vowed never to do it again. You know, because he didn't want to be a part of, you know, the destruction, the chaos of, you know, killing people and everything. But yeah, it pretty much starts off, you know, where he's with his family. You know, he's far from, you know, all the bullshit and drama. He's trying to make a living, you know, an honest living with his family. You know, he has 2 kids and his wife, you know, struggling to make rent. And the Hulks, I guess, are like the landlords in California. So, you know, they come over like, yo man, I know you're late on this rent. Now we're gonna beat your ass, you know. So they beat him up, and you know he's, you know the Wolverine that he now is. He's not willing to, you know, to hurt anybody. So he takes the beating for his family. And then Hawkeye's still alive. He's blind, old, but he comes by Logan's, you know, house. He doesn't go by Wolverine anymore. It's called, you know, he goes by Logan. He goes by there and, you know, has a proposition for him. Is, hey, if you come with me on this trip, I'll pay you, you know, the amount you need for your rent, such and such. So, you know, they go on this trip or whatnot, and, you know, they run into multiple encounters. But Hawkeye he ends up dying because he was delivering the super soldier serum to one of these dealers. You know what I mean? Because he thought that they were gonna try to bring back, you know, the superhumans and, you know, get a good guy alliance thing going. But he was betrayed. End up shooting him in the head, and they deliver him and his dead body and Logan to the Red Skull, which is, you know, he's like king shit now. He's like the president in the White House, and he has like every superhero's costume, shield, weapon, whatnot, like in this vault type glass container. And you know, he's like the king guy, you know, and they deliver him, and like Logan gets there and shit. He wakes up and he beats the shit out of everybody, and he's fighting Red Skull. And it's dope because he grabs Captain America's shield out of the vault because, you know, doesn't want to bring out the claws, and he bang right through the neck and kills that guy. It's crazy as hell. And then after that, you know, he takes Iron Man's suit and he's like, fuck, I need to get out of here. So he puts on his suit or whatnot, and he like gets, you know, busts through the door and kills all the security guards, and he vanishes out of there. You know, speeding home, you know what I'm saying, to get that rent to, you know, the Hulks. He gets there, and it turns out they had already killed his family just because they were bored. Clearly, that was it. And, you know, that's when they unleashed that motherfucker. Wolverine comes back. He's no longer Logan. He is Wolverine at this point. You killed his family. The one thing he was living for. You know what I mean? The one thing that gave him that drive. So he goes back and he's ready to kill these motherfuckers. So he heads there, he kills them all the Hulks, literally all of them, just gutting them alive, gut. Shit was crazy, but that's what happens. And you know, he takes Baby Hulk from Bruce Banner, and you know, yeah. So he ends up taking the baby or whatnot, and you know, he's headed to, you know, start another revolution and pretty much try to bring back, you know, what the superheroes meant to everybody. You know, and that was it. But it was a great comic. I really enjoyed it. It was crazy. You know, it's crazy that all the superheroes were dead. You know, I couldn't believe that shit when I was like looking at the long list of, you know, everybody who was killed. Nova, Ant-Man, you know, just everybody you can think of were all, you know, they were all dead. But yeah, I'd rate this comic, you know, 10 out of 10. It was great. It was an awesome comic, man. You know, I suggest you guys go out there and read it. You know, you'll love it just like me. Anyways, all right, you guys, I'm out.
We out.